Welcome back. Our next guest is an author of a true story. If Walls Could Talk tells a story of a woman surviving abuse from her partner and the shocking murder that ended it all.
That's right. We're here today with the survivor and author of the book, Sandee Jo Crocker. Welcome in.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, this is such a deep, personal, and harrowing story at the same time. Fill those in that may not be aware just a little bit about what we'll find inside this book.
So If Walls Could Talk is my story about living in a domestic violence situation for 18 long years. I was married to a very dangerous abuser, and he used weapons, a lot of violence, weapons such as guns, knives, speeding vehicles, and his hands to keep me controlled. He also killed our family pets for punishment. These were the kind of things that he did to keep the power and the control in our home, and it worked, unfortunately.
Wow. I'm so sorry for what you went through, truly. My heart is breaking for you, and I know that your story is one of many, sadly. Yeah. In the book note, you wrote that you hope that your hindsight gives clarity to those in abusive situations. When did you find your clarity?
It took years to come out of that fog, because when you're beat down for so long physically and emotionally, you have to find yourself again. And so healing took a while. But when I did, I discovered that, wow, this is so much bigger than me. This could be something, my story can impact other lives, and it can actually potentially save lives if I just have the courage to tell it. And that's what prompted me and motivated me to finally tell my story.
Now, is that what you mean by someday I'll? You mentioned in there that you lived on someday I'll. So explain what that means exactly.
I did. There were so many years where I kept thinking, someday me and the kids are going to be happy. Someday me and the kids are going to feel safe. Someday me and the kids are going to, not be in these circumstances. I didn't know what that looked like. I honestly didn't. I was just living the day-to-day and just happy to be alive. But I did. I lived on this someday this would happen. I never knew exactly how.
Do the same, probably.
Well, yeah. And it's one thing going through it just as a woman, but it's another thing going through this as a mother. How were you impacted when your children were around, when they saw this, when they were exposed to this? And what is your guidance from maybe other parents out there?
Right. The pain is horrific, because it's one thing if it's happening to just me, but as a mom, when you see it's happening to your children and you feel helpless, you feel like you can't do anything about it. And my message to other women who are in these situations now, this is impacting your children. It's not just impacting you, it's impacting their lives, and they're going to go for years with this trauma. And so even if the abuse stops tomorrow, they have all these years to heal from what they saw. So get out of the relationship.
Can you tell us what happened that ended this relationship?
Yes. So in 2008, March 21st, 2008, our oldest son, who was 17 at the time, shot and killed his dad to protect himself and our family. And that was the day that the kids and I were set free from the abuse.
And you don't want it to go there. And that's why you have turned your life around to be an advocate.
Absolutely, because it's a high price to pay. And now my son has to go through life with that burden. And as a mom, I wish that I could carry that for him. We've all had to heal separately, individually. And so I don't want any other mother, any other person to have to go through that. And so now my loud and clear message is, you have to get out. You can't stay in this relationship. One day it's going to be too late, and you may not have a second chance. And I'm thankful and grateful every day that I wake up, because I'm just happy to be alive, and I'm happy that the kids and I have a life to pursue, and that we can actually still be here telling our story.
Thank you for sharing that story.
What a story it is.
Thank you for shedding a light on a topic that is so under-recognized and very underreported.
So but yet prevalent.
Yes, very
sadly.
Prevalent.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for
guys
having me.
Grab a copy of If Walls Could Talk, and we want to let you know that help is available. Call the National Domestic Violence Hotline at 1-800-799-7233.